Hey everybody, welcome to Slow Fashion October. For those of you who aren't familiar, October is a month dedicated to minimizing our contribution to fast fashion. A few years ago, Karen Templer of Fringe Supply Co. started up an event called Slow Fashion October with the goal of raising awareness on how we can all minimize our contribution to fast fashion and its destruction of our planet and our closets. So pretty cool and important stuff to be talking about. But October is also a time of year that encourages us to take a closer look at how we're voting for our planet and our personal well-being, and what role our everyday choices and purchases play in this, including what we're wearing. So I wanted to take this month to shed some light on topics that are always on my heart, but not always on my social media feed. And this is what I decided to do. It's a series of weekly videos that will last the month of October, and we're gonna be talking about slow fashion. We're gonna go bigger with it. So we're gonna be looking at the big picture and what role sustainable fashion plays in our world. And we're also going to go small with it, and we're gonna break down what sustainable fashion can look like in your life every single day. Sound good? So before we dive in, I want you to know a couple of things about me and this topic. First of all, I'm definitely reading off a script because I take this stuff pretty seriously. We don't want me up here just winging it, okay? So if you see me glancing over, bear with me. I'm a human. The second thing I want you guys to know is that sustainable fashion is a topic that I've been paying attention to for over 6 years now. I have an apparel degree, and I've worked for both large and small companies in the fashion industry, and I also have my own fashion brand, which if you're listening to this, hopefully you know that. But despite all of that, you guys, I'm not gonna come on here with a bunch of statistics and facts. Honestly, I form a lot of my opinions based on my heart and what feels right to me. So a lot of what I'm saying is going to reflect that. If that's not your thing, totally get it. I just want to warn you so that you know where I'm coming from and where my heart is. The second thing that you need to know about me is that I am an eternal optimist. So you are not going to find me on here rattling off scary statistics about how we're so doomed and that in X amount of years life is going to be so horrible because of how we've treated the planet. And don't get me wrong, you guys, it's not that I don't think those things and that those things don't keep me up at night sometimes, because they definitely do. But if I'm being honest, that's just thinking those things and being consumed by them is just not where my heart is, and it's not how I move forward as the best version of myself. So we keep things positive here. And here's what you are going to hear from me. You're going to hear my personal philosophy about how you can better the world and your life. And here's the thing, you guys, this might be my personal philosophy, but there are so many amazing people sharing these wavelengths, and it's pretty cool. You're also going to hear how you can actually make sustainable purchasing a reality in your own life. We're going to break down some actionable steps about how you can actually do some of the things that you've maybe been too scared to do or too overwhelmed to do, or just have had too many questions surrounding. So how does that sound? Pretty good? I hope so. Here's how it's going to work. This is week 1. This is just an introduction of what we're going to be diving into. And week 2 will be the bigger picture and what role sustainable fashion can play in the health of our own lives and in the health of our world. And this is a biggie, you guys, because I believe that we can change the course of our climate and improve the health of our planet by changing consumer expectations and demands. Of course, there's a place for politics and making our planet a healthier place, but I think currently there's too big of an emphasis and reliance and trust on government, and that it's just government's job to do it all. And I just don't really believe that's true, so we will be digging into that. We're also going to be digging into all of the change that can come from consumer demands and expectations. But here's the thing, it's going to take more than just one person doing this to make change happen. It really needs to be a grassroots movement that takes over national and global expectations to influence all the big major players out there. The really good news, and the thing that lights me up about all of this, is that by making moves towards minimalism and sustainability through mindful consumerism, we are moving to a place of not letting our stuff and our busyness be the things that we wear as a badge of honor. This is really good news because current societal expectations that are keeping us on this hamster wheel that's running us towards climate change are the same expectations that are destroying our hearts and making us feel more alone and less fulfilled than ever. So, boy, are we going to dig more into that. Week 3, we will be breaking down the fears surrounding living with less. Guys, anytime us humans are faced with change, there is a lot of fears that surround that. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to be digging into the 3 biggest fears we face when it comes to consuming more mindfully, and here's a sneak peek. The first one is overwhelm, with phrases like conscious consumption, sustainability, and social responsibility that are constantly being thrown at us all the time, you guys. Half the time, we don't even know what they mean. So we're going to talk about them. Number 2 is money. Who doesn't have fears around money, especially when it comes to changing spending habits that are shifting our focus to buying more expensive things, but way less cheap things. So the truth is our finances are hugely something that influences what we are able and willing to spend on our daily purchases, and rightfully so. But there are some mindset shifts that you can make that will not only leave you spending more money on your clothing, not leave you spending more money on your clothing, but actually you'll be spending less. So the last fear we're going to talk about is other people's opinions, which can be so tricky to navigate. And you guys, sadly, a lot of the time we don't do things because of what we think other people will think. So we will definitely be breaking that down. And in week 4, we're going to wrap it up with how you can get started. We're breaking down ways to create your dream closet that's ethical and minimal, and how to know if a brand is actually socially conscious, and ways to start consuming more mindfully in other parts of your life. So we will be here once a week, every Wednesday for the month of October, and I'm just really excited to start some judgment-free conversations about how we can make positive change. I love, love, love topics like this that are all about how can we do this. So get ready, you guys. We're going to be covering a lot of ground the next couple of weeks, and I'm super excited. This kind of thing just lights me up, and I hope to see you back here next week.